Hey guys, Devil Hydra here, and today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. If you're wondering where I've been for the past week, long story short, community guideline strikes because of YouTube taking down two of my videos. One of them was the Angry Dumbass Destroys Minecraft video from years ago, which they said was harassment cyberbullying, even though it was literally just a skit I made back in high school. And then the one about EDP, which confirms to me that YouTube loves to defend child predators. But that's not what I want to talk about. I'm not here to rant about YouTube. Today I'm here to rant about something else. So, for those of you who are MLB fans, you would know MLB The Show 23 is coming out later this month. Not August, March 28th. And so the prime target with this video is like what I really want to talk about. It's something that kind of bugged me and a lot of other people. So I'm no Mets fan. I don't hate the Mets. I'm a Yankee fan, but I don't hate the Mets. I mostly root for them unless they're playing against the Yankees because I am a Yankees fan in the end. But like I said, I don't hate the Mets. I have plenty of Met fan friends, and you would know one of my frequent commenters, Eddie Bex, is a huge Mets fan. So anyway, they released a play. MLB The Show released a player ratings video, which I watched a little bit of it, but I was kind of confused about some of the choices they were making. But what really bugged me is something I actually saw on Twitter first, and I wasn't sure it was real, but it was. They got the scoreboard wrong at Citi Field. It may seem minor, but let's get on with this. So, hang on a second, there was a little technical issue. Citi Field is currently undergoing renovation to move the right field walls a bit more in to make the park more hitter friendly. And they're also redoing the scoreboards, and it seems that one section of seating is going to become a social space. And two other areas are as well, just not the entire seating section on the second deck. Right over here, if you can see where my mouse is. If you can't, I'm sorry, but I guess you can see because it's kind of obvious. But yes, last year Samsung announced a lot of upgrades they're going to be making to Citi Field to make it more technologically advanced. And so there were a lot of new screens added. You may not see them here, but in a few moments you'll see what I mean. But yeah, so you're going to get a new scoreboard at Citi Field, and it's absolutely massive. But there was an earlier rendering that MLB The Show actually fell for, which is laughable. It's just so funny and so stupid. But anyway, Citi Field had a weird-looking scoreboard. You had the center scoreboard and the center field scoreboard and the right field scoreboard. The one in center field was the main one. The one to right field displayed player stats, from what I remember. And it was crammed with advertisements, looked really small, as was the main scoreboard for its first year of operation back in 2009. And yeah, look at all that. Fox News, Goya, Budweiser, S&Y, Izod, Chevy, Daily News. I really can't see this. This is a very blurry picture. This seems to be 2010, I would assume, because they didn't add the Mets font in the word Mets on the scoreboard until I think 2010, because 2009 was I actually went to the Mets opening season at 2009. That's how I got my Mets banner that you'll see in the background of several of my videos. But when the stadium first opened, it was criticized it was praised for its modern amenities, and it was a very nice stadium, so it was viewed as a very good stadium, but players had complaints about the fact that the stadium had terrible dimensions. You had a decrease in production from David Wright and Jason Bay, and on the offense, and a lot of potential home runs were turned into either doubles, singles, triples, or, at worst for Mets fans, outs. Yep. Not good. And it doesn't look like the stadium was very friendly with ground rule doubles either, considering you had the Great Wall of Flushing at left field. That left field wall was massive. But the previous owners, the Wilpons, started slightly listening to the criticisms and made the stadium a lot different, and eventually recently, not really recently anymore, 2 years ago they sold the Mets to a new owner who actually cares, Steve Cohen, and here you can see the new screens that were added, and you can definitely see not as much advertisements, but, yeah, it still had a plentiful. but they weren't as obnoxious and there wasn't as many. But seeing those old advertisements kind of makes me nostalgic, knowing that some of them really aren't relevant anymore, like Izod. But here you go, you see what the stadium looked like last season, and they upgraded the scoreboard a little bit to make it bigger. But there was some issue. But I'll get on to what the scoreboard looks like now. This is a blurry picture, I apologize, but I'm getting some of these off of Twitter. This is what the Citi Field scoreboard currently looks like, and the right field scoreboard is also being updated. And it seems that the social space was making some progress. The Mets open up their season in late March, but they don't open up Citi Field until early April against the Marlins. Now, what is the purpose of this video? Well, if you hadn't been listening earlier, that's to rant on this. This was a fake rendering released by Samsung and immediately deleted afterwards that showed a very obnoxiously huge scoreboard. It's absolutely gross. And it was clearly fake, but they didn't bother to come out and say it was fake. They just instead got rid of it. You can already see how fake it is because it's already taken away a bunch of seats. But San Diego Studio really thought this was a genuine picture, and so they did this. Laugh out loud. They thought that fake rendering, sorry if this is a blurry picture, I had to get it off of Twitter because nobody's reporting on this, and I have to spread the word. So San Diego Studio realizes how much of a dumbass studio they are. I don't know, I really couldn't think of anything. But yes, so this is what they made the scoreboard look like when they were displaying Max Scherzer's stats, which I think they rated him at 96. Oh, sorry, hang on, wrong picture. Here's a little closer. This is kind of a weird angle because of the way he's standing after he threw that pitch. And then here you get a bit more of a gist about how big the damn thing is up close. This shot was never genuine, and I think San Diego Studios should have been a bit more clever, but again, they aren't exactly bright, so yeah, they don't exactly understand too much about baseball. I mean, for God's sakes, they didn't even add the new screens in the previous games. And they also failed to update the Let's Go Mets sign at the top. Oh, lordy. Oh, Lord. It's bad enough when they're already promoting themselves, like when they replaced the Coca-Cola corner, which was formerly known as the Pepsi porch. When they replaced it with The Show, they keep shoving themselves into every single advertisement, which gets annoying. But they really fell for a very fake rendering that many people reported that Samsung deleted it after they realized how stupid it was, and then they just went ahead and put this in anyway. Did one of them not take the time to look on Twitter, because that was the only way you could find any news about the Citi Field scoreboard, and then see, this is what it looks like? What really pisses me off is how the Mets never came around, Mets or Samsung, they never once came out and said that this was a fake rendering. They just let it persist, and it made people think that this was really what it was going to look like, even though other people were saying, no, that's not what it looks like. And looking at this, it kind of makes me laugh a bit, knowing guys like Javi Baez and Michael Conforto are no longer with the Mets. I'm not so sure about Dominic Smith. I'm not a Mets fan, like I said. But, oh god, it's gross. You know, I really, really wish the people at San Diego Studio would do their research, because there are a lot of things they just don't understand about the stadiums at all. Like, they were so quick to get rid of the fish tanks and the pool at Lone Depot Park, the home of the Marlins, which was a stupid decision, mind you, and that's one of the few things I think Derek Jeter did wrong. He honestly just destroyed the Marlins organization. I'm not a Marlins fan, but goddamn. Anyway, they were quick to remove that from MLB The Show 21 to MLB The Show 22. But they can't be bothered to actually go ahead and fix the scoreboard. I hope they release an update in which they eventually do fix this, because if they don't, I think I'm going to be skipping MLB The Show 23. Because it's going to be distracting. Very distracting. I can only think about how Addy Bex is doing right now. And I saw some of his tweets and he clearly was not happy. And you never know, you're probably going to see a comment on this video, he's going to be mad. But regardless, this is pathetic. It's stupid. I can't believe a company that is owned by one of the largest tech companies on the planet, owned and run by, that they seriously fell for a fake rendering. You can see the Photoshop in this. And when Samsung immediately deleted the tweet, that made people realize that's not real. Would it have killed MLB The Show's f***ing developers, San Diego studio, to take one look on Twitter and then see this? Then they realize, hey, we're idiots. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. This is stupid. I hope San Diego studio is ashamed that this is what they put in the game. It's a fake rendering, guys. I don't know what else to say. You made a non-Mets fan this mad. That's how much you know you messed up. San Diego studio, please fix this. Please. I'm going to be going to Citi Field this year. I'm going to be going to Yankee Stadium this year. Hell, I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to go out of state to see another team. The only team I've ever seen that's not from New York is the Eagles. And that was against the Redskins. I've been to Florida plenty of times, but I never saw a professional sports game there. And they have a lot of teams there. Marlins, Rays, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Dolphins, Lightning, Panthers, Heat, Magic, Orlando City, SC, Inter Miami. And then you got plenty of college teams. Florida State, UCF, Miami, Florida, Florida Gulf Coast, Florida Atlantic, Florida International, USF. Like, a lot. Regardless, though, yes, I'm going to be definitely hitting up both stadiums this year. And I'm going to try and see if I can get any footage from inside, because usually I don't think to bring out my camera for a video when I'm at these games. I usually bring out my camera to take a quick picture and then post it on Instagram. Alright, that's all I really wanted to say. Well, yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. MLB The Show, you guys are idiots. This is what it looks like. Please look at this. Which, I mean, they're probably going to have to end up waiting till opening day to actually see how it looks, or until we actually get a frickin' picture. Regardless, though, do your research, guys, before you jump to conclusions. If you had just stuck with something similar to this, it would have been annoying, but, you know, we would have understood, but you immediately jumped to conclusions and went with this. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm done. See you later.